Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Women make the players. Yeah, check this out, right? And one thing I find out here with many women is that they don't really look at the role that they play in creating a player. And I don't mean in terms of a woman dogging a man out when he was young, rejecting him, and now he feel like he has to dog out all women. No. I mean the fact that a woman deals with a player is actually what makes him a player. Right? Because think about something, right? Think about something. Many men, I ain't gonna say most, many men will call themselves a player. Indeed, many men will engage the services of a dating coach, a seduction guru, pickup artist, whatever term you want to use, so they can learn how to be a player. And yeah, they can learn some techniques. They can learn some lines. They can change how they dress. They can hit the gym. But ultimately, it's the woman that makes them a player. Now, I know some guys might not want to hear that, and definitely some women don't want to hear that, because women want to act like, well, that man, why is he a player? Why he dog me out? Why he do all this? Well, addressing the men, you know, you can call yourself a player all you want, but if you ain't getting any results, you ain't a player. And that's the bottom line. You can do everything, but you still not about that game. Like you can, let me use an example of basketball, since I like using that, right? You can get someone who learns all the moves in basketball. They can go to a clinic, they can learn the drop step, you know, they can dribble, all of that. But when you put them in an actual game, especially in a game with people of a certain talent, they can't do much. So yeah, you can say they got the skills, but are they really a player? See, a player in anything, any endeavor, it don't even have to be with women, is somebody who can actually succeed in that particular endeavor. A lot of men don't have it like that. But you know that, it is what it is. Now let's switch this back over to the women and how the women make the players. That man can't be a player if a woman ain't going for or choosing him. Think about it. Many men think they players. Many men try to be players. But ultimately, women choose. Women make the players. In fact, some women will tell you that they make the players. They make the players by responding to them. I mean, what's the difference between that one guy who's successful with women and the one guy who isn't? The guy's successful with women, the women are responding to what he's throwing. And yeah, they could say, well, he lied to me, he misrepresented. You still chose him. You still chose to listen. Look, if a man tell you he got a Mercedes in the shop, if you smart, you might deal with him otherwise. If Mercedes or something is turning you on, but if you smart, you gonna want to see the Mercedes. You gonna be, or you look at the car he driving and just say, oh, this your other car? He'd be like, yeah, girl. All right. But then you deal with him 2 weeks. A smart woman will be like, well, dude, how long they gonna keep your car in the shop? Or if a dude in some place, he try to act like it's his spot. Shoot, what you gonna do? You gonna try to come back there later, right? Like a guy can't really lie to you. Like these women be acting like these players got all these magical skills and they could tell, they could do whatever and they can slang that dick so good and yeah, he can do all of that, but ultimately a woman has to cooperate with him. See, that's, women don't want to take responsibility. Like many women, right, when they get dogged by a dude, right, they'll say, I was so innocent. I didn't know he was a dog like that. Well, unless you met him insulated from whatever social circles that you run in, you probably did know he was a dog. You probably knew he was a dog before you met him. See, many women, they deal with a guy and they got some idea he's probably a player. Many women believe they can size up a man. And you know what? Just looking at many, they can. But see, until they get to that player. And they'll act like, well, I didn't know he was that way. You probably knew he was that way, but you thought he was a challenge. Listen to what I'm saying. You knew he was that way. You probably saw him talking to some other woman. You probably weren't interested in him until you saw some other women sweating him. And you probably made it so you wanted to throw it at him. See, one of the main things I talk about in my books is that women choose the men. Let me say that again. Women choose the men. And women know that. And men are starting to learn that. But women know that. They knew he was a player. They knew that guy was messing with other women. They probably knew the woman. How many women out here see a guy talking to some woman? And I'm going to play the race card in this one. How many times have a black woman seen a white woman messing with some brother? All of a sudden, they decide they want to get with him. Then that dude, he got both women. But then when that dude dog him or something, they like, he was a dog. But you conveniently forget that you knew he was with a woman. Like, if some women are funny, if you tell them you don't have a girlfriend, you meet them and you tell them you don't have a girlfriend or at least friends, they don't want to bother with you. But if you say, well, yeah, I got a few friends, all of a sudden they try and date you that night. And sometimes you could tell a woman, if she interested, you could tell a woman, you got a girlfriend, you got a wife, and they still try and get with you. But then when you dog them, or they feel like you dogged them, they like, he lied to me. Oh, yeah, you didn't see the wedding ring on his finger. Okay. Or somehow you got selective amnesia when he said, I'm married. Now, some women will say, well, they'll say they married, but they not happy or anything like that. He still said he was married. So whose issue is that? Is it the man's issue or is the woman's issue? But getting back around to that point I was making, women make the players. Women make the players by choosing which men are going to be select and which ones aren't. If women say, look, you know what? We're going to show our love to dudes who look like Poindexter. And no disrespect to anybody whose name is actually Poindexter. But we going to show our love to some dudes who dress like nerds and all of that. Guess what? Who going to be the players are going to be? See, women choose not just directly, but choose by who they don't mess with and who they do mess with, who they respond to. Like some women, you get a few women like, well, this man came up and he said all this to me and I believed him. You chose to entertain him. You chose to believe him. I'm going to be honest. I don't really have sympathy for women who really get dogged. Because to be honest, most men can't lie that well. I hate to put out my own gender down like that, but most men cannot lie to that extent. They're going to show something. And some men ain't going to lie at all. They're going to tell you straight up what it's about. See, that's what killed me too. You get some guys who will look a woman dead in the eye and say, look, I don't want anything serious. I just want sex. And the woman will go for it. But then when the guy just gives them sex, they get mad at him. Like I had a situation. And it was like with some women I was messing with around the same time. Maybe it was a spiritual lesson I needed to learn at the time or something. I needed to learn since, I was the only common denominator between these women. But these women told me, they said to me, they said, you know what? One said to me, Rom, you know what? I just want a friend I can have sex with every now and then. Basically a friend with benefits before the term came into use. Steady use anyway. She says she just want a friend who ain't gonna bother and all that, right? Ain't gonna be getting on her nerves. Okay, fine. Rom had sex with her. She had nerve to get mad at me. Mad at me because I wasn't trying to hang out more. I was like, I thought you didn't want somebody pay for it. Now, if she had tried to call me a dog or a player, I'm like, hold up, you the one came to me talking about you just want a friend who will hit it every now and then. Okay, I'm hitting it every now and then. What's the problem? And then I had another woman, right? She said, look, I ain't looking for anything great, just want to have a good time with you. Okay, fine. The shit was good. It was a good time. Man, I remember a few weeks after we hooked up, talking to her, she was like, well, I'm kind of melancholy because you don't really call that much. You said you didn't need me to. Nah. Yeah, that player thing, y'all. It's funny. Women try to figure out how players tick and why. In fact, if I really want to make some money, I'll do like Michael Basin did back in the day. He did it with cheating men. I'll say, look, how the player thinks. Ooh, I should do that for the ladies. It'd be some raw stuff, and I wouldn't throw men under the bus. I'd just be raw about it. And I bet you that shit, I could make some money with it. Cause see, the way I do it, I don't have to throw money, cause I ain't gonna say men under. I'd say just what I said in this video. I'll just expound upon it. I was like, "Where y'all make the players?" Even Michael Basin said it in his legendary book, How and Why Men Cheat. He said, "If men are dogs, women are the dog catchers." Ladies, y'all make the players. Y'all enable it. If you want to know why a man is playing you or being a player, or you keep dealing with it, go look in the mirror and ask what it is about you that keep choosing these men. Because trust me, plenty of men, you got men out there paying thousands to try to be players, and they ain't making it. So it ain't about a man so much him wanting to be a player. It's about a woman making him a player. And no, this ain't taking responsibility away from the man for his behavior. Especially if y'all don't like it, this ain't taking responsibility from him. It's just letting you know, hey, you can't just look at him. Because like I said a few times in this video, many men want to be players, but until a woman chooses him to be one, he can't do it. So that's it for y'all for now. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.